What's good, boys? So I'm gonna record this on the couch because I don't feel like moving. Um, yeah. So we had a break-even day. Showed two shorts. This one was on paper, very solid. This just isn't my typical strategy, so I didn't take it live. Another thing is trade sinkers killing itself and freaking not copying accounts. So, I mean, yeah, they're break evens, but if we would have hit on these, it would have only been on the 1 later account. And I don't know why I can't get it to work. And it's like canceling orders for me. I wish I could show you the screen, but it's like it copied to one account and then I tried taking a trade on another account to see if it was the account itself. And then the other account closed its own order for some reason. Like a negative, like a $4 loss. I didn't even close it, so I don't. It's just odd. Hopefully we can get that figured out. Maybe talk to support today and see. But let's go into it. I think I can replay on this if it's not gonna lag. All right. So with this one, this is pre-market. Okay. Just looking at structure. Overall, looking pretty bearish. We got inverse this fair value gap on the 1 hour. Draws to the downside looking better. We have data lows, sorry, from 7:30 data news, which is also inside a 1 hour inverse. And then I want the original draw is these highs, but I think targeting this low inside the gap is a lot easier. So along with that bias, like the structure already looking very good. Okay, so I hopped on and right away took this on paper. We got 15-minute. Wow, the glitch is crazy, bro. 15-minute gap, 5-minute gap. Okay, 5-minute gap, 3-minute gap, all inside of it. I love stacking those gaps. Okay, looking very good. And then we made a 1 minute. Okay, so I'm looking for a tap back into that 1 minute, which we got. Got to tap into it, and then I usually like a displacement candle. Pretty strong displacement candle. Okay, so do that. Stop. I think I put the stop at the wick, but otherwise, what is this lag, dude? What is honestly lagging my MacBook so bad? Like, what? Jeez. Okay, stop there. Take profit one was about this low, but honestly, I could have held just all the way down for these data lows. The lag is incredible, I'm not gonna lie. You see this moving on its own? Holy. Gosh, okay. So this was, I think I did have the stop at that, yeah, because I would have been a 5R. It was a pretty tight stop, and honestly, luckily it played out, but it was just a very tight stop, I'm not gonna lie. But playing it out, we chopped around a lot. It's a pre-market entry. Mind you, this is not market open, and I don't really take pre-market trades, so that's why I'm testing the strategy. It's paper. We're just trying to see if it works. It doesn't matter if it loses or not. Just trying to collect data. And we chopped around until market open. Market open, got some instant displacement, and then we took out my take profit. Okay. So overall 4R, I would have taken profit at 3 and then 5. Wow, if this would stop being like, bro. I'm not even touching the thing. It's connected to me. Oh my gosh. This is so bad. Yeah, so we got a 4R on that paper. Okay. And then looking into it from here, there was no, like my typical 5-minute entry model, there was no setup to go short. We instantly didn't take out any draws, and then we just went off those pre-market draws, and then we instantly started going lower. Okay. And then mind you, my original better draws were these. We have pretty close highs, and then on NASDAQ, this I just marked out. NASDAQ, same thing. Those highs are pretty close. I think we had some other high. Might have been this rejection block kind of thing. So I mean, the draws are looking pretty good to the upside, especially while sweeping downside draws. NASDAQ did not sweep the draw to the downside, so we have SMT. We're focused on NASDAQ, more bullish pair. That's what we're looking at. For me to take my 5-minute entry, we would need a 5-minute break and then 5-minute retrace. We did not get that. There was a 1-minute entry here with the other strategy that I'm testing. Follows Zopetrades. Put me on. And we got retrace into fair value gap, inverse fair value gap, and then shot up. Could have definitely taken that, but I'm not trying to risk something. I could definitely take it on paper, but I'm not trying to risk something on the live yet until I have better data to prove it. But other than that, there was no entry on the 5-minute to get a valid 5-minute setup from me. So we swept downside, we swept to the upside. At this point, either continuation, I'd want a decent retrace, continuation back to the upside, or if we switch around, get 5-minute break to the downside, see what happens with that, possibly take shorts. And that's what we basically did. We waited. It did sweep some of the draws. NASDAQ did as well. And we started moving down. We have these inverses. We also have on the 15-minute, NASDAQ made a 15-minute inverse. ES didn't. And we're just getting some, luckily we have some confluence to go off of to see if it respects or disrespects. And then NASDAQ took out that rejection block, which if it retraced more, I would have loved to take that, go for it. So close to the high. It's just unfortunate we did not get an entry. And then note, it is unemployment claims today, even though there's PPI. Unemployment claims for the 5-minute strategy has not shown the best results. So I typically either don't see a trade or the trades play out less often. I still can make money on unemployment claims for sure. It's just not as high of a probability for me. So we're just going in and we're just waiting. We're patient, trying to see what price is wanting to give us. ES, obviously more bearish pair, so it did sweep the high, the London high. Oh, that's loud. And we started moving down. Okay, so looking on, so we technically do have the 5-minute setup. We got 5-minute break. That's technically a 5-minute retrace. And then all we're looking for is the 1-minute break to the downside, which we have. And I think the candle closed. Candle might have closed right. No, it closed right here. So at this point, I don't want to enter right down here. Kind of want somewhat of a retrace back. So we're into this zone. I think this was a 3-minute. Trying to remember what this zone was right here. We inverse something and then we tap back into it. I remember. Maybe it was on NASDAQ. So whatever I was waiting on, it was a retracement. Let's see what this next candle does. Oh yeah, it made a, did I enter there? It might have made, it just might have made a gap. Honestly, not sure. Maybe I thought it inversed this 3-minute gap here, and it didn't. I might have been off by a candle, and that might have been on me, actually. But whatever, I think I entered right about there. We definitely did. This low that we put in would have been break even, and then I would have held for this. We got kind of take profit 1, but I would have just took out a take profit 2. We got break even on this trade. Started moving up, and then noticed on another reason to go break even. It's a very tight break even, which I wouldn't typically do with this, either with my 5-minute strategy or with Brandon's strategy. And I would have also had wanted to have the stop at second 1 minute high if I'm doing my 5 minute strategy. It was kind of a more condensed. It was kind of a strategy in the middle of the both of them. So kind of got to watch out for that. I'm not trying to combine strategies if I'm trying to learn this other one. I'm not trying to let that interfere with my main one because the main one does work. It just is a lot slower, has a lot less frequency potential. So I'm not trying to go too crazy on it. We're actually on NASDAQ. Sorry if this explaining sounds terrible. It might have been that. So we did get a 5 minute inverse on NASDAQ, but we're in the 15 minute gap like I was talking about earlier, which is basically the same thing. And then we're also in a 3 minute gap. So confluence, it did inverse the 5 minute, but the other ones it respected. So a lot of confluence to go bullish, and on the 5 minutes, though it broke to the downside, it's still looking kind of bullish in my opinion. NASDAQ is, because it's the more bullish pair. Okay, so I'm just watching out for that. That's another reason why I went break even earlier on ES, just because of kind of unclear of where we're going. I would like these shorts honestly a lot more after the sweep and everything, but I went break even. Okay, and then either way it turned up and we would have been stopped out, and that would have been that trade. So then slightly further ahead, just looking, now we're filling gaps. We came up on the 5 minute, filled the 5 minute gap, 3 minute gap, looking pretty decent. And for me to be confirmed on this, I would have wanted one of these inverses to, or gaps to be inversed and then retapped to get some better confirmation. We break structure, we inverse the gap, and then we retap it, and then we got my entry right there. Okay, so very solid stop up here. Could have done the bodies, or we could have gone top of the fair value gap. Wow, if it would stop lagging. And then again, break even point would have been here. Targets would have been out here. Target here. The hourly gap here, and then that swing low. All right, we did not actually hit the break even point, and I went break even early. The reason being, it was chopping around. We did get some movement, but then we broke to the upside on the 1 minute, and it was not really displacing how I wanted it to. It broke to the upside on the 1 minute, right about here. It didn't break above the wick, but at this point I went break even. I said either if it really wanted to move down, it would probably move down right away, and it wouldn't chop around like this and then turn around, hit some drawdown, and then turn back down. I don't think there's a reason for it to do that. If it's really going to hit and react off these areas, I think it's going to go right away. So we went break even. It was pretty early, and it's honestly breaking a rule. But either way, we would have been stopped out, like I just said. So it was good to mitigate these losses, and we would have been stopped out, like you can see here. Basically would have hit take profit following that, but I don't really see what is the reason for us to turn around, like I was saying, like there's no real reason for it to, it didn't fill anything else that wasn't filled. All these gaps already got filled. I kind of just resweep the high, respected this, showing bullish confluence, and then it turned around. So I just think price action is not that good today. Being unemployment claims, I don't really love unemployment claims. And then for longs, we're looking on NASDAQ after getting stopped out. We're trying to look for a long. I mean, it's still pretty iffy. Yeah, we come back down, we retap the gap here, and then break to the upside, but honestly, in my opinion, we already swept to the upside, and then we broke pretty heavily down, got good displacement, inverse gaps. I'm not really looking for longs at that point, so that is basically it for the day. I'm not gonna try to force anything. I would have liked to get a good trade in today, but the trade copier wasn't working either way, so who knows if I would have even made much profit being a winning trade. But I mean, it was good to see that the bias was correct, even though the entry, that's I think the main thing with adapting to this lower time frame continuation strategy. The main thing is bias, drawing liquidity, and the issue for me right now, I think, is the entry point. I don't want to just take it off any 1 minute gap that gets tapped into. I want more confirmation because I feel like taking any 1 minute gap is just not a good idea unless your drawn liquidity is like very strong and accurate. So either I gotta work on correcting, figuring out the right drawn liquidity for sure, or I need to just find a better entry to stay in these trades. Maybe because we tapped into this gap, it should have been up here, which barely would have kept me in. But I mean, I don't know. Either way, it's kind of a learning curve. But the 5 minute strategy, it did play out, I would say. Because we got 5 minute break, 5 minute retrace, 5 minute retrace again, I guess you could say. Stop at the second 1 minute high. Would have been here either way. So it would have been stopped out. I think it's just an unemployment claims type of thing because I see a lot lower win rate with unemployment claims. You get about 40% win rate on the unemployment claims. So I just think price action's a little bit iffy. We resweep this. I think if it was really good price action, like I said, we would just continue down instead of resweeping. So I think that's kind of the issue. And then for last week, I don't think not last week, earlier this week, I don't know if I posted, what days I posted. The really large dump day here, we just tanked 1,700 points. Crazy, crazy day. We did hit a nice short here. I did not post it because of whatever. I just did not post it. I think the point was, I'm pretty sure, we'll check on ES. I think it was like an inverse, retapped the inverse, and then caught a 2.5R, 2.3R or something. Yeah, it was this right here. So we inverse this gap, we sweep to the upside, kind of chopping. You see how laggy this is? Oh my gosh. I'm not moving anything. It's moving on its own. Tweaking on me right now. Jeez. If you can kind of see this, we inverse this gap and then retap it with that next 5 minute candle. Stop at the second 1 minute high, enter textbook setup, and then we targeted London lows, I want to say, and hit a 2.5R. We definitely could have kept going, but we only had one contract. It was on NASDAQ. I think we took confluence from ES. NASDAQ was more bearish. We went on NASDAQ. Only one contract because NASDAQ's bigger. And then we just took it out here. I didn't want to try to aim because we had some losses. So I didn't want to try to aim for like down here, aim for a 5R. Who would have known that we're going tanking all the way down if I would have held all the way down for some reason, which I wouldn't. That'd have been 20R. And I've seen a couple people that hit that, and I feel like it was a lot of luck unless they really just didn't get stopped out at their break-even points. But yeah, I mean, crazy tank day. Bias was correct, as you can see. It just went way further than I could have imagined. And then following that all the way down, there was a 5 minute setup to go long, but I'm not trying to really trade PM session, and price does not have to rebalance. I'm not really trying to take retracement trades. I think we tapped into equilibrium. Wow, chill out. Yo, stop moving, bro. Chill. Bro. This thing's acting like it's not a 2024 MacBook Pro. Should be able to handle trading view. Okay, as you can see, we hit equilibrium. Okay, hit equilibrium, but I'm not really trying to take these retracement trades unless it's like a couple hour to 4 hour retracement kind of thing. I'm not really trying to take, I guess this would be like 15-minute equilibrium, maybe. I don't even know if it'd be an hourly, but after taking out so much liquidity, I'm not really trying to take a late trade hoping it rebalances. It's just not my typical entry. It's not something I really like to do. I'd rather take the big move and not try to get a later move, trying to take the earlier, the full big move of the day, the early one, and that kind of shows like for today, the real move was, I would say, to the upside, taking out these draws on Nasdaq. I think those draws were really good. We had 3 draws up here, and I think that was really the move for the day. We just did not get an entry with the 5-minute strategy. Definitely could have with the lower time frame continuation model, but I'm not taking that on live yet. So it is what it is. Can't really force a trade. We definitely can force a trade, but I can't force a solid winning trade. So that'll be it for today. Not really sure what the plan is today. I was gonna go to the gym, but we've been going for 12 days straight. So it would probably be smart to rest and back test. But at the same time, I kind of want to keep the streak going because I feel like that's kind of chill. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Definitely gonna back test some more though, and improve this 1-minute strategy as much as I can and get better at it. See if it is worth me switching over to, or implementing on the side, or just trading Asian with. But we're gonna get as much data as possible. I think we have 20 trades logged. If we can get solid 100 plus, I'd be more comfortable. So we'll take it from here and keep it going. Hope you guys have a good one. My MacBook doesn't crash on me. That would be great. Catch you guys in the next one. Do something today to get locked. Be disciplined. Follow Zopetrades. He's black. Peace.